Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, 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 yo. About to get the dough. They been sleeping on big four. Nigga pop out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Don't adjust your screens. It is a new screen for me, a new computer, so it's more clearer, more faster. Hopefully, you can hear me clearer now with a new microphone as well. So, welcome to the latest edition of Minds and Mayhem podcast with hosts me, King Rome, and my guy over here, aka Nova. So, what's going on, bro? How was your week? With wrestling going on all week, and now we're a week away from WrestleMania. This next week, WrestleMania week.
Yeah, week wise, it's been pretty. I ain't gonna say chaotic, but it's been pretty interesting. Um,
Okay.
did catch a glimpse of SmackDown. Um, I saw bits and pieces of Raw. But overall, I'm kind of sort of ready for WrestleMania next week and see how everything turns out.
I'm right there with you. I mean, I love the fact that we're now in WrestleMania mode because one, it's been a kind of like a dead road a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been like a little dip in the road between some matches and everything. And
hmm
now they're adding on matches as well too. So we just added on a New Day and the Viking Raiders for the the tag team championships.
Yep.
So we got that, and we're gonna go down the list. We're gonna give our WrestleMania predictions for next Saturday and Sunday.
hmm
We're also going to talk about Randy Orton. Is he going to have is he going to have a match at WrestleMania this year? That's the only thing. It'll be weird to have him not on the card. I doubt it. He going to probably fight somebody. But only thing is though, who? That's the only question.
That is the $1 million question.
So let's get started with the show, bro. And you know how we get this show started as always. We start the show with the rundown. As I say, I'm on a new computer, guys, so it's more fluent for me. All right, so let's get started off with this topic right here. Paul Heyman owes another favor. If we tuned in on Monday night, Paul Heyman was on Monday Night Raw, basically, talking about how him and Punk, he's supposed to be a Punk corner and everything. And of course, out comes the revolutionary Seth Rollins talking about how he feels as though Paul should not be there, he should not be involved with this, etc.,
hmm
etc. Let's see. Go wait for my guy to get back here. As soon as you good?
Yeah. Yep, we good.
Okay, so next thing you know, as I was saying about Paul Heyman was out there, talking, and then Seth Rollins comes out, basically give his 2 cents into why Paul Heyman should not be out there supporting Punk, worrying about Roman Reigns, how I feel bad for him and everything.
hmm
Next thing you know, Rollins started going into like he's about to really try to hurt Paul for a quick second, talking about he'll take him out.
hmm
Out comes Punk. Punk is basically fighting with Rollins. Next thing you know, Rollins gets the upper hand and stomps him. Next thing you know, you see Paul checking on CM Punk. Rollins looks like he's about to go for a stomp. Next thing you know, he stops. He looks
hmm
at Paul and tells him, "Now you owe me a favor," which makes Paul life even more hell because one, it's bad enough you took a favor from Punk to go against your tribal chief.
Yep.
Now you got a favor for the guy that CM Punk literally hates. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's like Paul cannot catch a break. And to me, it's like I wonder what that favor is. Like I said, their main event is Saturday night. It can't come fast enough to see what the favor is. I
hmm
swear to you, if it's something crazy, like everybody has their theories saying that Seth Rollins is gonna be a Paul Heyman guy.
hmm
It's like it's so many ways it can go. We don't know. I just can't wait for Saturday. That's all I can say with that match. What's your feelings about Paul Heyman ordering another favor to Seth Rollins now?
They're pretty much stressing them out to the point where it's like everybody owes everybody a favor now. It's like the thing is for me, like I feel like with Seth, Punk, and Roman,
Right.
like if we break this all down, Punk already got his WrestleMania main event spot.
Yeah.
Roman's well established.
Very.
Seth, on the other hand, has nothing.
That is true.
So if you think about it, Seth has nothing to lose as opposed to anybody else in this whole entire matchup. So I would not be surprised if Seth ends up being a Paul Heyman guy.
I mean, it could happen. Only thing
Mm,
is though, is like one. It's like a lot of fans already had this theory about it, but at the same time, like you said, Seth out of three. Granted, Seth has had a great career in WWE. We're not going to say he's not like one of the best in WWE ever. We're not going to say all that, but
right.
his career speaks volumes. It's just
Hmm.
that when you hear about Punk and Roman, they have an aura to them that makes them look like gods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially Roman. I don't know what it is about it, but at this point, the favors, I need a favor now. I need a favor, Paul. At this point,
At this point, yeah.
like put a word in for our show. Like have us have us come out there and do the whole like interviews and stuff with some wrestlers at least.
Something.
Man, like I said, Paul. If anything, it's Paul's fault because he gets himself involved with certain people, and then it's like it comes back for him tenfold.
Hmm.
Like let's be honest here. When the war, let's go back to War Games. When War Games happened, and Punk got the call from Paul to come team with Roman in the crew,
Right.
we knew it was going to be something up that Punk wanted from Paul, but we didn't know it was going to affect the Tribal Chief at the same time.
Hmm.
Cause we already know how Roman is when he doesn't have everything around him. He's like he'll know how to function. I wouldn't say function. It's just that he feels great when he has his support system around him. I love
Right.
the Wiseman.
Right.
So like I said, all I know is Saturday can't come fast enough for this. I just need Paul to stop owing favors. That's my main thing. You already owe Punk a favor. Now you owe Rollins a favor. The guy that CM Punk hates
Yeah. Yeah.
is. I'm gonna say just God bless you, Paul, and I hope this Saturday you do the right thing. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But go ahead, bro.
I mean, I would say think of it this way, like, and we was talking about this on my other podcast, Turning Time, where
You gotta invite me
this.
on that.
Oh, we working on some stuff.
All right, cool.
Um, I feel like this Mania triple threat is kind of like a ode to Punk bringing up both Rollins and Roman from what 2012
Yeah,
ish,
2012. Exactly 2012.
and if you see the evolution of the architect to the visionary, and then you have the big dog to the head of the table, the tribal chief, and the same thing with Punk being the straight edge superstar, elevating himself to the voice of the voiceless or the best in the world. All three of those guys were involved in an angle from many moons ago that have made all three of them well established.
Yeah.
So this is low key a full circle moment between the three. It's just that it's gotten to a point where all three egos
Hmm.
have clashed on multiple occasions. Two of them being Seth and Roman. Now we have Punk being back in the WWE for a little over a year now.
Yeah, it's been a year. Yeah.
A little bit over a year now, and we're getting potential interact. Well, not potential. Let me not say that. Like interactions between him and Seth, and then you have him and Roman and Paul Heyman being in the mix. It makes sense, but at the same time, it's like we seen this coming at some point because it didn't just stop at Brock. Now we had Punk with it as far as being a Paul Heyman
Paul Heyman has had managed a lot of people. His first one was Brock.
guy.
His second one was Big Show.
Hmm.
His third one was Kurt Angle.
Hmm.
Then of course he took a little break and then became Punk. For a small,
Hmm.
quick second, it was Cesaro, but it didn't last.
Yeah.
Well, Claudio now instead of Cesaro. But
Right.
of course, another Paul Heyman guy was Curtis Axel.
Hmm.
Ryback was a Paul Heyman guy for a quick second.
Yep.
So and now Roman Reigns. So it's
Hmm.
like Rome. So it's like Paul has had a exclusive list in WWE. Now I can go outside WWE and say other people too. Remember, he had
Hmm.
Rick Rude.
Yep.
He had Arn Anderson in the crew. He
Yep.
had Taker at one point when he was called Mark Calloway.
Hmm.
He was Stone Cold,
Hmm.
Medusa. He had a lot
Hmm.
of people that was a part of his thing. So Paul knows talent. Paul knows when to do. Thing is though, the issue is now is like right now, it's hard for him to pick between Punk and Roman. Cause think about it, he was there for Punk's long title reign as champion.
Hmm.
It's one of the best title reigns in the last, decade basically.
Yeah. I mean it. And then on top of that, to on top of that point, um, you can't leave out the ECW folks.
Well, in ECW, he didn't really like be
Yeah,
manager for
that's
him.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like as far as Paul Heyman having his hand on a lot of talent,
Oh yeah, yeah, you got a point.
yeah, I mean, we can have different opinions on ECW as wrestling is concerned, but at the same time, it gave us superstars um like RVD, obviously, Sandman,
Dudley
Just
Boys.
Incredible, Dudley Boys, Taz.
I about to say, can't
Um,
forget Taz,
can't forget Taz, and even
Tommy
I'll go on
Dreamer,
record, Tommy Dreamer,
Sandman,
all those guys. Like even the guy we can't mention, Benoit and Dean Malenko and
Guerrero,
all of them,
Ray,
Mysterio.
Malenko.
Like the list goes on and
Matter
on
of
and
fact, my
on.
other
Like
favorite one, one of my favorite wrestlers, even though you don't get a lot of credit, but you should. Too Cold Scorpio,
there you go. Like Paul Heyman is like the grand wizard of talent.
Grand Pooper, yeah.
Yeah, he's the OG basically. So we're not surprised. I would say as a fan, I'm not surprised to see him in this predicament because of his influence in the business. What sucks is that two people that he's really had this tight relationship with being Punk and Roman, he's between the rock and the hard place of who to really be quote unquote loyal to.
Right. Like I said, we'll figure it out this Saturday coming up. Cause,
Hmm.
like I said, and plus we're promoting our Minds of Mayhem podcast WrestleMania stream, which will be for 2 nights. I already have the flyer made up. I already know we're gonna have a good time with this. So everybody come in and enjoy the show.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic, bro. And the topic is Jay Uso gave the promo of his career. Now, let's talk about this promo because it sparked up a lot of like, yo, why Jay Uso didn't punch him? Why Jay Uso didn't attack him? I
Mm-hmm.
need everybody to understand the psychology of it. If he would have attacked Gunter, Gunter would have had the upper hand again.
Mm-hmm.
This time, he looked at Gunter, looked him straight in his face, asked him, "You got a mom? You got kids, and all that stuff." Gunter was looking like, "Wait a minute, this is
DC,
different. This is
Yes,
different."
sir.
is that bathroom door on track?
Yeah.
Okay.
You good. You good.
We're live, folks. We're live. Okay, so then he's talking to Gunter, and Gunter is basically looking like, "This is different, Jay Uso. I'm not used to this." So he's basically just talking to him. He's controlling all that emotion and everything in his head, saying like, "Yo, I'm not going to attack you. I'm just going to let you know I'm not afraid of you no more."
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like telling him like, "Look, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna take that belt from you. I'm gonna get it for Jimmy. I'm gonna get it for my family, and I'm gonna prove to you I can beat you." When I tell you that was his best promo of his career,
Mm-hmm.
the whole like courage he did and everything, and then for him to come down with no yeet on his shirt, all black. Only thing he had yeet was on his glasses. Like he
Mm-hmm.
came there serious, ready to go at each other.
Just ready to go to war.
And some effect that a lot of people was upset at him for saying he should have attacked Gunter on site. Like, no, you got to think about it. For him to hold his emotions, he's doing the whole like shit, like rubbing his head thing, which means we're
Mm-hmm.
getting Crash Out Jey Uso.
Yep. Yep.
So, like I said, I can't wait for it. Like I said, it's gonna be a big deal for him and everything. Also, it's like when it comes down to it, this promo is gonna go down as one of his best promo ever. Let's just say that. So, how you feel about Jey Uso's promo, bro?
Um, I mean, you pretty much said it all. You put the nail in the coffin. Like everything from his intent to his delivery to what he wore, and like him showing the fans that like he's ready to crash out. Like
Exactly.
he's ready to just lose his mind, but at the same time he was smart about it if you think about it for the match because all that energy, all that pent up frustration is best served at WrestleMania.
Hmm.
He has to save all of that for WrestleMania because had he did it Monday, what purpose would it have served?
Yeah, well, serve no purpose at all. You're right.
You know, and so I definitely agree that that was the promo of his career. That was the promo of like his best promo ever. Um, the one thing I would say, like he took too much time. It looked like he was trying to remember what he was supposed to say, but he can get away with it because
All that built up aggression.
exactly. So you really couldn't tell. I mean, I could tell, but a lot of other people probably couldn't tell. Um, but at the end of the day, it's like he's getting in. He like the way Gunter got inside his head. He's trying to do that to Gunter,
Yeah,
and
because
if he keeps doing that, he'll be all right.
what's funny is they had a Raw recap show like right after Raw on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and Gunter was a guest, and I think Sam Roberts was asking a question about Jey Uso. The entire interview, Gunter just was like, "I don't want to talk about Jey Uso," which
Right.
means Gunter got. I mean, which means Gunter is kind of a little bit shook now, a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause let's be
Yeah.
honest here, Gunter has never been shook before, ever in his career. He's never been shook.
Yeah.
Well, I can say we were shook against Damian Priest a little bit, but not as much as he shook now.
Right.
Because let's be honest here, Gunter. has beaten everybody on the roster a lot. I mean, of course, we know he lost to Sami Zayn last WrestleMania, which was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
But Gunter's always been known as a final boss type character to beat in video games.
Mm-hmm.
As I said last time we had episodes called my final boss, not the Rock final boss, but a video game final boss. But yeah, all I know is that's now this match is supposed to be on Saturday as well.
Mm-hmm.
So all I know is just that this promo was Jay's best. I'm happy that did this promo because even like I said, this thing happened to Jimmy the week prior before this promo. So the
Mm-hmm.
match, this promo right here made you like had that motion with Jay to let you know like he gonna go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. So let's move on because like I said, we got a lot to talk about, and right now let's get into our predictions.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, we have two predictions for everything this year because of course, it's two nights now, so we have two predictions to go through. So WrestleMania 41 night one card.
Mm-hmm.
First match on the docket. Let's pick a vote. We have the War Raiders versus the New Day for the tag titles, which is kind of cool that we have a tag team title match on WrestleMania this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a ladder match, not a multi man or anything. Just a one team versus one team thing. So who you gonna pick, bro, between the two teams?
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the New Day.
You know what? I'm right there with you. I'm gonna go to New Day as well. Only reason
Mm-hmm.
why, because it's like this heel run going on, and then the whole like their new like get up as a tag team, the music, the gear, and everything. It makes sense for New Day to
Mm-hmm.
walk out as tag team champions at WrestleMania this year.
Yep.
All right, so moving on, we have this is the most like funniest match, but I know it's going to cook. We have El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. Who are you picking?
Uh, I would not be surprised if Rey Mysterio wins, but I'm gonna go Americano on this one.
You go Americano?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Rey Mysterio just because let's be real, people. We know who the hell El Grande Americano is. We know this. Just that for the sake of TV, we're playing them.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we have the Jade Cargill versus Naomi match. First time ever a women's match is not involving a title.
Hmm.
I'll go first. I'm going with Naomi for this one.
Okay.
Reason why, if you've been watching Naomi cook for the past couple of weeks now, her promos has been great. And Naomi
Yeah.
do need a big moment. I mean, she had a big moment at WrestleMania before, but this is a singles match.
Right.
So for her to have this kind of moment would be great for her. We go with, bro.
I'm taking Jade on this one.
Okay, so we're split on both ends. We split the last match, and they split on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jade on this one solely because like if you think of when she was when compared to her debut last year at Mania, she didn't have that much of a showing, mainly because it was her, Bianca, and Naomi.
Yeah.
But I say now that it's like one on one, we finally get to see Jade Cargill showcase her talent on her own. And so, do I want to see Naomi lose? No. I don't even want to see Jade lose in her first solo mania. So I gotta go with the storm on this one. I mean, like I said, Naomi, she's well established. She definitely has done her greatest work when it came to Mania. I mean, she won the women's title at Mania at one point.
Yep.
She what else did she do at Mania? She did something else at Mania. I can't even really.
She was the first winner of the women's battle royale. Like it was a Mae Young thing at first, but they since then
Yeah,
canceled
she
that.
did. She did. She did. Yeah, she did. Yeah,
But they
yeah.
canceled it because stories came out by Mae Young. Well, not Mae Young. Was it? Is it Mae Young or Fabulous Moolah?
I think
I think it
it
was
was the
Moolah,
Moolah.
not Mae
Yeah,
Young. I'm sorry, not Mae Young. Moolah. The stories about
yeah,
her,
the Moolah.
her
Yeah,
past. So they had to cancel that.
yeah. So, um, she definitely did win that one.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Naomi had a number of moments at Mania, but
Mainly only two, if you think about it, because she technically like she was on pre-shows. Her first ever WrestleMania, which she was a part of,
hmm
her match got killed off time. It was WrestleMania 29, I believe, when The Rock
yeah,
and Cena main evented the
yeah,
show. But the reason why
yeah.
the match got took off the card because I believe the timing of CM Punk and Undertaker's match was like
Undertaker. Yep.
overtime.
hmm
Yeah, so like I said, I'm going Naomi. You're going with Jade. So let's move on to the next match, which is we have Jacob 5-2 taking on LA Knight for the US title. So who you got on this match, bro?
I feel like it's going to be a squash. Jacob Fatu takes it.
Wow, a squash?
A squash.
I don't think it's gonna be a squash. To be honest, with you. I know LA gonna go toe for toe with him a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be. If it's a squash, you're killing LA Knight basically.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like we seen this happen back in back at a Survivor Series when he took on Nakamura.
Oh yeah, but I mean, but that thing is though, that wasn't a squash match though. That was a match. You talking about a squash match? Basically, LA don't get no like nothing.
I mean, hey, listen,
I mean, you
I
feel that way. I'm not trying to tell you. I mean, you feel that way. I'm not gonna try to tell you anything.
no. I got you, but like I said, for me, if you think of the momentum uh, that Jacob has been on as of late, they're definitely going to make him look like the Samoan werewolf that we know and love.
All right.
But to have it done at the expense of LA Knight, like you said, is killing his character. So it's like if that was to go down that way, like where do you go from there? So
Exactly.
yeah, so I
I'm going.
would like I said, I take Jacob.
You know what? I'm gonna go with LA because I feel as though Solo gonna cost Jacob the match.
hmm
Cause it's been brewing up the thing between Solo and Jacob, so it's like I can see Solo screwing Jacob out of this match, like doing something that will mess up Jacob. That way he'll lose.
Okay,
Now, granted, I would love to see Jacob win the title. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see it, but like I said, I honestly see Jacob getting screwed by Solo.
true,
All right,
true.
so what's the next match on the card is we have for Saturday night you have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the women's championship. Well, the WWE Women's Championship. I
hmm
have Tiffany Stratton winning that match. Only reason why I have her winning because one, Charlotte doesn't need it at the moment right now.
Right.
At like for that promo that happened between her and Charlotte that night, prior to last Friday,
hmm
she had she had so much like pop with her all the time when she comes out now. When she comes out, she
hmm
gets a pop wherever she goes now. My Tiffany knows like I think in an interview she was talking about it, and Tiffany was saying like she's still young in this game. She's still like learning, which is true.
hmm
But for her to say what she said about Charlotte's divorce stuff and everything, which is a serious topic, like I said, that gives her even more like buzz towards her, and like people gonna be like, "Yo, I'm getting behind her now because she's standing up to the person that always doing controversial shit towards other wrestlers. Because Charlotte has a history of, like we said before last week, Charlotte has a history of starting stuff with people in the ring on stuff. It really is. She did it with Becky. Did it with Did it with Nia Jax, I believe.
Hmm.
So it's like she's known for like stirring up the pot a little bit. So to see somebody doing it to her, it's kind of like even kill.
Hmm.
So what you got, bro? Is it a tough one
Thinking
for you?
about it, it's not a tough one. It's just a sad reality that I feel like Charlotte is going to take it,
Okay,
and of course, people can say they're trying to give her Ric Flair's legacy, of course, winning championships and all of that other stuff. Like those are fair points, but at the same time, I feel like it's deeper than that because think of think of Charlotte chasing the title, and it's been an ongoing result of her winning. Like she's at this point, you might as well say she's undefeated at chasing the title.
um, yeah, yeah. Well, it depends because I wouldn't say undefeated because she did lose to Bailey at WrestleMania 33. Because Bailey was with the Raw Women's Champion and she tried to get it back from there and she lost. It was a fatal 4-way, but she still lost.
I mean, yeah, but as far as like, I'll say, put it to you like this: as far as a singles run, like
Oh,
one on one,
okay, singles run. Okay,
um, and then on top of that, you think of like the just based off name alone, it.
yeah, I get it, but I know you say she's undefeated in title runs and stuff. Yeah, think about it. A lot of title matches that she had at Mania, like between her losing to Rhea at WrestleMania 39,
Hmm.
then she lost. I think she lost what? Like I said, that's the only single match I can think of where she lost the belt. Cause she had Ronda Rousey, she beat her.
Yeah,
Um, that's really it for real. I can't really think of anything else.
that's the thing. So that goes back to me saying like, as far as her chasing the title and winning it, that's where she's undefeated. As far as like her walking into a mania and being champion, you never know how that's gonna go.
True.
But like I can't see Charlotte not walking out of a mania as champ. And we've been swerved before as far as her being champion into mania. But as far as like going into Mania as challenger, she's definitely going to leave as champion. So I'm picking Charlotte on this
I can respect that. All right, so then here we are. Next two matches for night one. We have Jay Uso versus Gunter for the World Heavyweight Championship, co-main event basically. If you think about it,
one. Hmm.
hopefully it is. If not, it'll probably be open. Who knows? Who you got?
Now this one is a toss up for me.
Really?
It's a toss up.
Elaborate on that.
Reason so the reason being is that depending on the outcome, there's only two theories I can think of on the spot. If Jay wins,
Hmm.
where do you go in the direction of his title reign? Who steps up? All that other good stuff.
True.
If Gunther wins, do you repeat his title reign from the first time he won the World Heavyweight Championship?
Mm.
Because I wouldn't mind seeing Jay Uso win the World Heavyweight Championship finally. Like he gets his first major championship. I would not mind that at all.
Right.
It's just the direction that you go as far as him winning it and how the run is going to go. Do we see Sammy be in the picture? Do we see Finn Balor be in the picture? Do we see potentially Braun Breaker at some point? Because they put on bangers too. And of course, when it comes to WrestleMania and a new champion, that opens the door for a plethora of challengers to step up. But as far
Yeah.
as Gunter is concerned, he ran through the whole entire Raw roster, if not plus the SmackDown roster, if you want to count Cody, as far as defending his championship.
Well, he did. He never defended belt with Cody. He lost to Cody at that Clash of Champions
Well,
thing.
yeah, you know what I meant.
I know what you meant. Yeah, I got you. That's why I'm like, wait, he lost. He beat Cody. Cody hasn't really lost a match that was like a singles match the whole year.
Yeah, that was yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
yeah,
yeah, go
he
ahead.
ran through everybody. He ran through everybody. So it's like, where do you even go as far as Gunter retaining the championship? That's the other question.
Well, who you picking? You still didn't give a pick.
Yeah, that's see, and that like I said, it's
You gotta stick with the pick, bro. This is
I'm
what we do here at Monster Mayhem. We stick with the pick.
gonna pick Gunter.
Okay,
I'm gonna pick Gunter.
I'm gonna pick Jay Uso. Reason why? Because like I said, that promo he just had this past Monday, it sold me that he's gonna win. He has to win.
Hmm.
If not, it's basically like, you know what? At this point, Gunter is like the final boss. You can't beat him. You need somebody to take him down. Now,
Yep.
you were talking about if Jay Uso wins, who steps up? You gotta think about it, bro. We have the draft coming up soon, so it could be like
Hmm.
a whole like new like remix of superstars on different shows.
Hmm.
Granted, I mean, we like I said, the night after WrestleMania is always a big night. We know what's going on, who's coming back, who's going to be to
You
step up and
never
everything. You never
knew.
know. Same thing for Friday Night SmackDown. You never know who's coming back.
Never know.
But okay, so you go with Gunther for that match. I'm going with Jay. We got one more match, and that is the triple threat match that involves Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns.
Hmm.
I'll start off this match. I'm gonna go with. Mm. uh, I'm gonna go with CM Punk.
Okay.
Reason why, like I said, this is his first main event WrestleMania. The story behind him to get back to this moment, especially this being his first WrestleMania back in WWE. Last year he was a commentator. This year
Hmm.
he's in the ring
Hmm.
and he's main eventing the show, closing it out. I would love to see Punk win this. Now I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I'm with my gut. I'm going with CM Punk.
Okay. Well,
This one
it's
was a tough one.
it is, but I'm gonna go back to my earlier argument where CM Punk is finally a WrestleMania main eventer. So he got that. Roman Reigns, he's won five, if not, well, he main evented. Well, this coming Saturday will be his 10th WrestleMania main event straight
Yeah,
ish, I think.
it is. Damn,
Yeah, this will be his 10th WrestleMania straight
his 10th
being the
straight.
main
You
event.
sure? Wait, you say his
Well,
10th
not
straight?
straight, but
I'm
it'll
gonna
be
say it
his
couldn't
10th.
be his 10th straight. No.
But this, I think, so if you're talking about consecutively, His
I know since becoming the
six.
tribal chief, he's main evented every show.
Let's see. So he main event. No, because I just watched it the other day. He main evented 31, 32, 33,
34.
34, 35. He didn't main
No,
event.
he did.
The
He like
30.
he was like the mid card.
Yeah, so 37,
36 he
38,
wasn't
39.
36 he wasn't there. Was
Right.
he?
37. No, he wasn't.
37 37
Main
he
evented.
main evented because that was the first WrestleMania with fans again.
Yep. And then 38,
38 he beat Brock.
39.
He beat
Beat
Cody.
Cody.
40 he
40.
lost to
He
Cody.
lost.
This
Well,
year. So maybe probably
actually, no. No. Tomorrow will be, well, technically it will be.
37 this would be his basically since 37 he'll be consecutive WrestleManias.
Yeah, yeah. So Roman's established in that area.
Yeah, okay.
The only person that would make sense to win this match is Seth Rollins.
Ooh, you make a good point. You do make a good point. Yes.
So I'm gonna pick Seth on this
Hey, I ain't mad at it. I mean, you can go either way, but you know what? You know the funny thing is, neither has picked Roman, and Roman is like the most known guy of the whole like thing, and it's like,
it and that's crazy, right? But
yeah,
and the thing is, and this goes back to what we talked about earlier. Like Roman is so established, even to the point where we can. Well, at least for me, I can sit here and say Roman doesn't even need to win at WrestleMania.
he doesn't. I agree with you. He doesn't.
Like Roman is that established where a loss to this magnitude, especially after last year, it does not blemish his career at all.
Yeah, think about it. His run as tribal chief is arguably the best of all time.
Hmm.
Like for him to have that run as the world champion, to him have
Yep.
that like run, basically telling a story with every person in that group.
Hmm.
So it's like his run as champion is generational. I think he's
Yeah.
what fourth or fourth of all time for most days a champion too. So it's like he's
Yeah.
already a legend in the making. If he
Hmm.
was to retire right now, Hall of Fame instantly.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
So for this match we're going with you. I'm going with Punk. You're going with Rollins. So that's night one. So let's get to night two.
Hmm.
Night two we have the tag women's tag team championship match between Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Hmm.
This match is like a put together match. It was like thrown together last minute, basically thing. Bailey and Valkyria just won the whole like gauntlet match. They ran through everybody basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who are you picking for this match?
I'm picking Raquel and Liv to retain with a bonus prediction.
What's the bonus prediction?
They lose it the night after.
Okay, I can see that. You know what? I'm gonna go the same route. I'm gonna go with Liv and Raquel as well because Bailey and Valkyria, they need to have another Ice title match.
Hmm.
Their first one was awesome, man. Watching that match on Monday Night Raw that was match of the
It
night for
was
Raw.
beautiful. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
And Valkyria, she started getting a little bit of pop now. Her entrance, you notice
Hmm.
everybody doing the whole woo and everything while she does the whole clap, which is crazy. All right, so next match is we have the Las Vegas Street Fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Mm.
This match is basically a year in the making. Basically, it's basically going back to when McIntyre won the world championship, and then he lost it within 5 minutes, thinking about CM Punk. And I
Hmm.
was there live for it, and Priest basically cashed in his Money in the Bank contract against McIntyre, and what's history.
Hmm.
I'm a for this match. I would love to see McIntyre finally get his like big. Well, he had a moment last year WrestleMania, but to win a match and don't worry about any shenanigans for him. I would love to
Hmm.
see it, but in this case, I'm going with Damien because Damien,
That's
like I
not.
said, Damien's already one of the top faces on SmackDown. He
Hmm.
need this kind of win to like solidify himself as like a top contender for the championship because SmackDown is like now loaded with some talent over there that could be like literally championship material. So you need to
Right.
establish babyface now. We going with bro?
I'm gonna go with Drew
Okay.
winning this off the strength of again last year. He won the championship. He had his moment, but got screwed over by Damien, who also won last year. So I the safe bet based off of momentum would be Damien, but you never know with Drew. So I'm gonna stick with Drew on this
Okay, so we got that match cleared. Next up, we got the Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental Championship. When you had Braun Breaker, before we even pick this match, did you see Braun Breaker's spear?
one, bruh.
I was watching. I was literally like looking at it, looking at my phone right quick. I heard music come on. Turn my head to the TV. He flew into Carlito.
That's
It's
that's 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 torpedo breaker right there.
like, bro, he cleared them. It's like, oh my god.
It's like how do you skip? You skipped into a run, picked up speed, jumped, and just launched yourself into Carlito. Hit a flip. You pretty much did a better Bobby Lashley spirit than Bobby Lashley, basically.
It was like a combination of Bobby, Rhino, and Goldberg all in one. Cause the
Plus a flip.
intensity in mind,
Yeah.
he's played football too, so it's like he know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But let's get back to this match. So it's gonna be Braun Breaker
Mhm.
defending his title against Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and the debuting for WrestleMania debut for Penta.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm gonna go all out on a limb here. I got Dom winning, and guess who I think he's gonna pin? He's gonna pin
Okay.
Finn. Like I said, Dom is due for a singles title on the main roster, not an NXT championship, or NXT North
Tis
American
this true.
championship. For him to have
Tis
an
this true.
IC belt, he'll really be like his uncle Eddie.
Tis this true.
I,
Hmm.
w- and for Dom to have that moment because he's 0 2 WrestleMania. He is 0 2.
Yeah.
He lost to his fighter twice. This is the first year he's not fighting his fighter WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, and he lost that Mania last. Well,
He
at
lost to
38,
Mania
didn't he?
both times, 39 and 40.
No,
With the
38.
no 39.
No, I'm saying he lost also at 38 too.
Oh yeah, but see that match I forgot because it's like because he was
Yeah.
tag teaming with his Rey Mysterio. They fought Logan Paul and Miz, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they did, yeah.
Yep.
So Dom is due for a win.
Hmm.
Like I said, I see Dom pinning Finn because it's already been dissension throughout the entire weeks now, building up. So it's like it only makes sense. Who you got,
Yeah.
bro?
You know, I'm going to agree with a Judgment Day member winning, but I'm going to take Finn.
You gonna take Finn?
I'm taking Finn and he pins Penta.
Okay, I can. I mean, I can see that.
And I, it's so weird because, like you said, like Dom is overdue for a championship, but also Finn is overdue for a championship too.
See, I'll put Finn
Well,
in
as
the
far
world.
as a singles
Yeah,
championship.
single. But see, with me, I'll put Finn in the world championship situation. If Jay Uso wins,
And I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too. But
because Finn has already been the IC champ before, so it's like he needs to, step his game a little bit more than the IC. Granted, I mean, another ring on his belt would be fine. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, like I said, I just
yeah,
believe that.
yeah.
I just believe. Don't be wrong. I mean, Finn's a good pick. It's just that for me, like I said,
Hmm.
with Finn being the way he is, he's been like desperate for the title. I can see him winning it, but at the same time, I can see Dom taking the belt too, even making Finn even more mad.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
it's a double entendre with that. So like I said, so you got Finn, I got Dom.
Hmm.
All right, so next match on the docket is AJ Styles versus Jake Paul, which is a match, just a random match basically. It doesn't the match doesn't do it for me, but at least I know it'll be a great match because you got two good athletes in there. For some weird reason, I got AJ winning this match. I mean, Logan can win this match too, but I got AJ winning.
I'm gonna agree. AJ wins.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
Because this match, like I said,
enough said.
the match is okay, but it's like it's really no build up for it. It's like
Nah, nah.
So we got two more matches, and these two have been built up. We have the triple threat match for the women's world championship when we have
Hmm.
Io Sky defend her title against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Now, before I get my pick, let's just be real with this. Everybody's upset that Rhea's in this match and everything and all that stuff, and they saying she's basically pulling privilege and everything. I'm like, all right, for one, if we know history, remember WrestleMania 20, right? It was supposed to be a singles match between Chris Benoit and Triple H for the World Championship, right?
Hmm.
What happened? Sean was like, I want to be a part of this match. I want to be in this match. So what did Sean do? Get into the match, basically pulling his WrestleMania card, saying I'm a headliner. That's basically what Rhea basically did. She pulled the Shawn Michaels and get in this match.
Hmm.
So it only makes sense. A lot of people are like, "Yo, why she's in this match?" You gotta look at the history of a lot of stuff because let's be honest here. If we know how Triple H and Shawn books the shows, you see like little lights of you see like little like glimpse of some of their matches in the matches.
Yeah,
Prime
yeah.
example. Remember the Fatal 4-Way at NXT when they had Ethan Page, Shawn Spears, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams for the World Championship in NXT? And what happened? The pin that happened in that match was kind of like the match happened in Backlash of 2007 when it was Shawn, Randy, Edge, and Cena.
Hmm.
It gave that vibes.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people are like, Rhea should be in this match. I'm like, Rhea needs to be in this match because it makes sense. It's like it's more stories with this match. Because think about it, Rhea is upset at Bianca because she feels as though Bianca cost her a match, and she feels as though Bianca should be her friend. Bianca's
Hmm.
involved with this because she won the Elimination Chamber, but also she lost two best friends in the topic a little bit. She lost two friends in the mix.
Hmm.
And then you got Io. Io feels disrespected because think about it. For the past weeks, she's been getting mushed and mugged for the past few weeks now, which is disrespectful as hell. But you know what? For this match, I have Io retaining.
Mm.
Only reason why I have Io retaining because one, it makes sense. Two, you can like give the story, or maybe we can give Bianca like a chance to like go heel possibly. Because then again, I don't want her to go heel, but if she goes heel, it makes sense for her because one, if you know she's been getting booed a lot.
Yeah.
So I think for her to like they got to feed into it because one is already messed up that she has to look at her two best friends and Naomi and Jay fight each other.
Yeah.
And then for her to have her WrestleMania match taken away from her as a singles match to make it a triple threat match, and Bianca has had made claims to saying Rhea should not be in this match, which is very valid. Who you going?
Yeah.
Who you going with, bro?
I'm gonna take Bianca
Mm-hmm.
turning heel at Mania,
Wow.
and the reason being is because, like you said, with the whole reaction of her being booed these last few weeks since EO won the championship,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the best move business wise for her to get booed because yeah, she won at Chamber, but at the same time, she really didn't need to be out there during that match. On top of that, you kind of sort of did cost Rhea a little bit. The flip side to that is Rhea got distracted by seeing Bianca there doing whatever. And I'm not going to lie to you, as far as EO is concerned, she didn't need to be champion, but I get it because it adds that
Dynamic.
special. It adds a dynamic to the story slash feud.
Right.
So I understand it from that perspective. But me personally, this was the perfect WrestleMania for just Rhea versus Bianca. That was it. That's just my opinion.
Okay, I mean I get it. So you're going with
Bianca.
Bianca. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so like I said, we already got our picks for that match. Let's go on to the big one, the main event of night two, which we all know what it is. John Cena going for his 17th title ring against the one and only Cody Rhodes.
Hmm.
This match basically, we don't know where we're going to go with this because anything can happen with this match. Anything. With that being said, I'm gonna go with just because it's him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Cena on this one.
Mm.
Here's my reasoning.
Hmm.
This being his last year. This being like, and plus he's booked for a lot of other shows as well afterwards. So, like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm gonna be right.
Right.
Him getting that 17th title ring would be something to go out on, basically being a champion. Not only that, this whole story of him saying he's gonna take that title and go away forever.
Hmm.
It's a lot of stuff that can go into this.
Hmm.
So with that being said, you know what? Like I said, even though I don't like I said, this one's hard to pick. I
Yeah.
want to go with Cena,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm gonna go with Cody as well because Cody has been doing well as world champion. He's been a champion for a whole year now.
Yeah.
So for him to beat Cena would be a big deal too. So uh, I'm changing. I'm going Cody. I'm going with Cody. As my final
I'm gonna
pick, I'm
go.
going with Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody as well because I don't, I don't see the end result making sense with Cena winning because it's like if Cena wins, outside of him saying he's gonna leave and be champion forever, where do you go?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What Yeah, what direction do you go as far as him being the champ? I mean, you can't. you can't really say that he's going to have worthy contenders because again, with that championship, he's going to be made for SmackDown,
Hmm.
and SmackDown really, I ain't gonna say they don't have any top stars to challenge for him. They do. It's just it's not the big names that we're used to.
SmackDown's booking has been like a little lackluster. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so it's like so if Cena wins, you have Roman, you have Cody as a rematch, you have Drew McIntyre possibly stepping up if he
Yeah,
wins
Damian
his.
Priest,
You
LA
got
Knight,
Damian, LA Knight. Yeah, you got LA Knight. On top of that, you got
Randy.
um, you do have Randy. That's his saving grace right there is Randy. The flip side to that, with Cody, you also have Randy. You also have Roman. You also have all these other people. It's just
Where do you go?
where do you go? So I'm a pick Cody, but if Cena wins, where do you go and how long does he have the title? Those are the questions.
Yeah, I got you with that one, man. All right, guys, that was our WrestleMania predictions. So I will be posting the predictions on our Instagram page of who he's picking for each night of the night of the show, just to keep
Mhm,
tab on who's winning, who's losing. So But here's the thing about WrestleMania predictions, right, bro? We
mhm.
gave our predictions for the matches on the card, but here's the issue: there's one person on the card that doesn't have a match, and this is our next topic. Will Randy Orton have a WrestleMania match this year? That's the only thing. Will Randy Orton have a WrestleMania match this year?
Um,
Do we do what they did with Seth Rollins, like have a mystery opponent?
that's a good question. That is one fabulous question.
Because Randy can work with anybody for real.
He can.
And for him to not have a match at WrestleMania is sacrilegious. It was supposed to be Kevin Owens, but we know Kevin Owens getting ready for his surgery for his neck, so peace, thoughts and prayers to KO for that. But
Hmm.
it's like we need a match for Randy, and who could we think of to fight Randy? Like who you think you can get to fight him?
Yeah. What's crazy is there has been one name that people have been clamoring about, and that's Joe Hendry.
Hmm. Here's the thing, though. He has an injury now too.
Right. And then on top of that, the obvious, Nick Aldis.
See, I would love to see Nick Aldis get in WWE ring. He's even though he's a manager now, he was always a wrestler before, but him getting in the ring again would be great because he's always been great as he was a one of the longest reigning NWA champions.
Hmm.
I'm surprised you throw another name out there, Aleister Black.
Yeah, Alistair. People have been saying Rusev. People have been saying just stick to Solo
Anybody.
for right now. Anybody,
Solo,
but
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Solo and Randy, I mean, who knows? I'll be disappointed if it's Solo. Not to shit on Solo, but it's like Solo, really?
to this true. To this true.
Like I said,
It
we hoping that Randy has a match. We all hoping for it. We don't know which night it's going to be, but we gonna hope for him to have a match. He needs to have a match.
this is
Go ahead and just say it.
this is a stretch. I know it's not going to happen. I know it's definitely not going to happen.
And what's the stretch?
But if he's watching this, and Again, another stretch on top of this stretch. Rock, give me the match that I've always wanted to see since 2004. You versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I need it.
The battle of the third generation superstars.
Exactly.
I like how you work. I like how you thinking, but at the same time, you know it's a stretch. But it'll be cool to see that. I ain't gonna hold you. It'll be cool to see that.
Like, I needed this match like a
Years
decade
ago.
ago.
Years ago, yeah. It should have been happening. All right, man.
Exactly.
So we got one more thing to do. So of course, you know we have a Kings list, and in honor of Braun Breaker, top 5 wrestlers that use the spear perfectly. Let's
Hmm.
get down to the Kings list, ladies and gentlemen. I like how when we do our whole like banners, it has our logo on it now.
Yeah.
Trust me, our setup is going to keep getting better and
Yeah.
better. Trust me. All right, so top 5 wrestlers that use the spear correctly. After we just saw Brown Burger use his spear, so this is my list, top 5. Number
Hmm.
5, Rhino. If we seen the gore, we seen how he used it against certain wrestlers, especially when it's going against people like Chris Jericho. He speared when he's spearing people like Sandman. ECW days. I remember he did the
Hmm.
gore into a shopping cart, full speed.
I remember that.
I remember he speared the Rock. Remember when the Rock sold his gore?
And flipped.
Yes, it was so
Hmm.
perfect. That's number
Hmm.
5. Rhino number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Lashley.
Okay.
Cause the flip he does into the spear, and then if we seen him like he had the intensity he gives towards it,
Hmm.
and plus that's like one of his finishing moves is a spear, and then he goes into the hurt lock and all that stuff. The spear is his best, like that's the perfect thing for him. It really is.
Right.
Number 3, I'm gonna go to Tribal Chief. And we've seen because we have seen the spears that he's done and everything. The spear he did to Shane McMahon in midair at Survivor
Oh,
Series, it legit knocked the wind out of
yeah.
Shane. It made his sons be worried for him during the match.
Yeah.
So that reason why I got Roman at number 3. Number 2, obviously I put Braun Breaker.
Okay.
We just saw it this past Monday of his spear. We literally just saw his spear this past Monday.
Right.
He
Right.
legit jumped, I think about like a foot from Carlito, flew into like a football player, like a Troy Polamalu player. Literally speared them like that. I'm like, yo. Brian number 2, and we obviously know who's number 1 is Goldberg.
The man.
I don't care what anybody says. Watch the WCW days of Goldberg.
Mm.
Every time he sets up a spear and he hits it, the crowd goes crazy. It makes it even perfect more. Heenan is selling the hell out of it.
Yep. Yep.
He gave that man the nickname "The Man,"
Hmm.
which made me a Goldberg fan when I was a little kid. Still a Goldberg fan to this day. Even though people still shit on him a lot, but it's like Goldberg is Goldberg to me. I'm still a fan. I don't care.
Right. Right.
I still say to this day, I know everybody blames him for Bret Hart's career injury, but it's like, bro, Bret didn't really get hurt. If Bret didn't take the match after that match, he would have been fine probably. But let Bret tell you it's all Goldberg's fault. Bret is like he's like that old man on the porch, is like, get off my stoop.
Hmm. Hmm.
But those
You
are my
still love
top.
him though. You
Still love him,
still love
yes.
him
Still
though.
love Bret, but Bret got like, you know. Speaking of which, yo, if you get a chance, did you get that? You see that new WrestleMania show with they talking about WrestleMania 9 on Peacock.
I gotta check it out.
It's a good watch. It tells a story like behind the scenes of what happened on that day, like what
Okay.
happened with Hulk Hogan coming back and stuff, and they record everything that happened during that day. It's a good
Okay.
show to watch. I ain't gonna lie. It's an hour and 49 minutes, so it's a good documentary.
Nice. Nice.
But that's my king list, guys. I have number 5, Rhino. Number 4, I have Bobby Lashley. Number 3, I have Roman Reigns. Number 2, Braun Breaker. And number 1, Goldberg. Those are my top 5 wrestlers that use the spear properly. I know a lot of people say, "Why you put Edge on there?" I'm like, Edge's spear doesn't have the impact that everybody else has. Great
Nah.
spear, but it had an impact. Some people might say, "Why you put Ricky Saints on there?" I'm like, again, the impact, the what you see and what you get.
Hmm.
All right, man. So we're gonna have to get out of here in a few minutes. Also, announcements for next week. Like I said, this Saturday and Sunday coming up, the WrestleMania live stream. We'll be live streaming for 2 nights. It'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all come out and check us out. We're gonna be here for a long time, having fun, making some laughs, being excited for whatever happens, or being upset for what
Hmm.
happens. So it'll be a fun night for everybody to come tune in for the show. So as usual, you can follow us on our handles on Instagram. Of course, we have the Discord. You want to join the Discord? Hit me. Let me know. Also, you can follow my guys' other podcasts. Go to promote it, bro.
All right, so you already know Turning Time Podcast, YouTube, check it out. We did our WrestleMania predictions. We did the greatest on the mic. I think it was last weekend. Last night we did an episode, greatest WrestleMania matches. So all of that is uploaded. Check it out. Turning Time Podcast on YouTube.
Okay. Like I said, guys, for me, nothing go. I mean, besides this podcast, like I said, if you have anything you want to talk to me about, if you want to come on the show, hit me up on Instagram at fat double underscore 54. Blah, blah, blah. Tongue twister.
Yeah,
Hit me
yeah.
up at fat double underscore hawk 54 on IG. We love to have you as a guest on the show. Come check us out. Always a great time doing this podcast with my guy over here. So, like I said, next week, guys, next week, WrestleMania live stream starts at, I believe, 7 o'clock.
I believe so. Yeah.
I'll get the timing. Once I get the time and everything, will post it on our social medias and everything. All right, guys. So have a good night. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, next Saturday, next Sunday, big show. Have a good night, guys. God bless.